And we are actually live, all in our correct places. And good morning, everyone. Hi, it's us. It is the crew of the Califera back for another one shot or a prelude to a longer campaign. However, one wants to to count these things at this point. Before we get into the R&R portion of today's stream, we are doing still fundraising for St. Jude. Derek, if you want to go into that, and then if everyone wants to just kind of do a quick introduction of themselves, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, as Eva said, here on the Adversary's channel, we are raising money for St. Jude. It's a great cause. There are several kinds of benefits and incentives to all of you should you donate. There are also milestones that we can hit as well. We've hit a couple of them so far. So we currently have hit the milestone for the Sunken RPG giveaway. Are we close to, or have we hit the Lady Dimitrescu? So close to Lady Dimitrescu. If you are familiar with the fandom that has arisen from the Resident Evil villain, Lady Dimitrescu, Eva has offered at the $350 milestone to cosplay stream as Lady Dimitrescu. So it's worth it. There's also the $500 milestone for a Call of the Sea giveaway. The incentives are for $5, you get your name on the wall right behind the very lovely Eva in a little heart shape. For $15, you get a thank you postcard. For $50, you can contribute an NPC or magic item to an upcoming game. That can be a one-shot like this, or even some of the campaigns like Horizon's Call, which is going to be playing later today. For $100, you get a terrible animal drawing drawn by the lovely Eva herself. It's not going to be just a line. I saw one. It's actually not that terrible, so I don't know. False advertising, maybe? And for $500, the incredible Eva Sari will DM a TTRPG one-shot just for you. So those are the incentives. You can donate throughout this show. There are several other kind of little things in between, including complications, which you can add to. And this game doesn't necessarily have advantages or really anything like that, but we'll roll with it. So definitely we appreciate any and all donations you can give to St. Jude. Like I said, it's a wonderful cause that benefits a lot of kids out there, and we appreciate your continued support. And hey, while I'm talking already, hi everybody, I'm Derek Sword. I'm going to be playing, once again, Holt Paxton, who is the chief engineer of the Califera, and had some iffy interactions, some misunderstandings more than anything else with the androids on the ship, who just, they don't understand like human conversation. That's fine. They just happen to also be his supervisors, and his performance review was not stellar, and he is just trying to avoid the brief experience of being shot out of an airlock into the void of space. So all that said, I will pass it off to, I guess, my left on the screen, to the lovely Anniek.
Hello, my name is Anniek. I just donated enough money to make Eva do a cosplay that features her boobies. Other than that, I am definitely an adult. And today I will be playing the Collective, who is just your regular, friendly, helpful freelance android with no agenda. At all. No lies. Just, just a nice android. I don't know why everyone's currently staring at me like they're staring at me, but I'm just a nice little android. I'll go down to my android buddy Z.
Hi everyone, my name is Graeme, or Graham Crackers with a Z. You can find me all over the internet, mostly on my channel, and mostly all over the internet. Today I have the luxurious luxury of playing Z, your android doctor and shareholder. And I'll pass it to Rag.
Hello everyone, I'm Rakolai or Rakolai. It doesn't really matter to me how you pronounce it, as long as you get the general pronunciation right. You can find me here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rakolai, and on Twitter at Rakolai. I actually just recently changed my Twitter handle. I got rid of the underscore, and the L is now a capital I because someone is still holding on to the actual Rakolai tag, but their account is suspended, so I can't actually contact them to get to relinquish the tag. So this will have to make do for now. Today I will be reprising my role of Joel Greer, not so rookie space marine on his not first space mission.
If I could click the right button. Thank you everyone for that. Are my captions not on? That's fine. We'll sort that out in a second. They were not on. Wow, I know what I'm doing. Yes. Thank you so much, The Collective, for that generous, choose my words carefully. Contribution, yes, for the Dami Mommy cosplay. Nope, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, you do all have sort of a record in various ways. I'd say those of you with the smallest files at the moment are probably Joel and Z. Yeah, I would not consider that a bad thing. The Collective. Rowena.
I have an extra patch.
Holt. Yeah, what does do any of you look differently? Like, have you grown your hair out? Have you gotten new gear?
I mean, yeah, again, just the extra patch. It's in binary, so I'm sure only Z knows what it says. And other than that, I've just been away for a little bit. Came back, minor repairs, small performance review. Did not get terminated. Everything's fine. I did point out that the briefing I received was incomplete if they had issues with a certain part of my conduct. At no point was I told I could not shoot survivors who were getting in my way.
And just out of curiosity, what's your interpretation of what their response to that was?
I did not receive a promotion, which I feel is unfair. However, I believe that the corporation and I are still in good standing with each other. I am still willing to work for them as well. And I think I've had to adjust some logic circuits to try and comprehend their ridiculous notions. I can make no promise as to how effective those adjustments were.
No, of course not.
I've had big life changes since our last venture. I have adopted, acquired, bought a goldfish named Snowball.
Aww.
That's it. I've just spent hours reading books to Snowball.
Who comes with you on missions, I'm assuming?
Oh, no, they stay on the ship.
Okay, well, I mean, like, they're on the
Yeah.
Califero with you. They're not back at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Love this. Have you declared Snowball?
I think I spent about 20 days deliberating whether their name was going to be Snowball or if I should name them Holt Paxton for when Holt gets fired. I'm still bouncing between it.
Out of the airlock? Fired.
Yeah.
Out of the airlock?
Out of the airlock. Yeah. So
Holt
I've
Paxton the second.
Yeah, so, Snowball is just a preliminary name, like, until their name day.
Sure,
Then I'll
sure.
have to
Placeholder.
rename them.
Holt Paxton Jr.
Equivalent IQ.
Oh, no!
Better performance review.
Well,
You know who doesn't make mistakes? Holt Paxton Jr.
You know who does mechanical repair on all the androids? Holt Paxton. Speaking of, Holt has lived in minor fear, as all who do, in a future of ultra capitalism for his life as far as a cog in the machine. But he just has picked up some freelance work where he does a little bit of zero-G repairs on space stations and whatnot. But yeah, no, he keeps working because hey, that's what existence is. It's working to earn a meager living to support the 5x5 apartment that you have to live in. Yeah, he thought about getting a pet, so he didn't know. He spends a lot of time here and there. So instead, he chose to get a digital pet. He didn't know that you could get an actual fish, so he got like the future version of like a Neopet, which is like a 3D cat that just like appears every now and then. He can just like press a button and it'll like toss food at it. He's like, this is companionship. Yeah, Tamagotchi.
Yeah, Tamagotchi.
That's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
does the digital cat have a name?
Mr. Boots. It's the name it came with. It's just like it says it on the little remote control it came with, like Mr. Boots. Like, all right. Yep.
Joel, any big life changes in the 7 months since you all were last together?
I wouldn't say necessarily changes. A lot of security work.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guarding doors.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Doors are tricky things. Gotta keep an eye on them.
Yeah, that's about it. He hasn't really done anything exciting since that last mission.
Speaking of exciting missions, this is not it. You have been on the Califera for about a week, transporting just a bunch of crates. It's basically a drop-off job. Pick them up point A, drop them off at point B. Point B is the planet Falco. If anything's unusual about it, it's that you are to take it down planet side yourselves. That's not even really that out of the ordinary. It's just you're taking it from one office, essentially, from the Xenoatria, your corporation, from one of their offices to a different outpost. And as your ship, the Califera, I'm just going to say it as many times as I can since you're going to be off it for probably most of the mission. As you approach the planet, you can see suspended above this beautiful world is a space elevator. So there is a... it's not small. I mean, it can dock multiple ships. There is room, probably storage room and stuff. So it seems a little odd that maybe you can just drop the things there and go, but your first task is docking your ship. This is just going to be your lives now. Is
I mean, you didn't let us level up. No one had the chance to pick piloting.
I will make you a deal if you survive. You can all take piloting.
I mean, the collective has plenty of minds to back up from should this go horribly wrong.
So, define survive. Does that mean just leaving this place alive?
Define alive. There's two androids.
Because if we just turn the ship around...
No, I mean, you will need to, tell you what, it'll be like a relay race. You get down to the planet and back, you can level up.
Great.
After dropping off your stuff. That's the key. You have to drop off your stuff.
What is piloting even based off of? What stat?
I don't actually know if there is, but no, isn't there? No, there's
a skill line.
It's right there.
Pi-
Piloting is its own. The first
Yeah.
Its
column.
own thing.
It's own
It's a
thing.
skill.
Yeah.
It's just a regular
Astrogation is
skill.
part of it.
Astrogation is like the fancy next level up.
Or vehicle specialization. Hmm.
Yeah, I'd give
Yeah,
you
I skipped those 3 like just altogether.
I'm sure the auto dock might work successfully this time. It's a
We
feature.
made it last time.
Yeah, are you
I
just
feel
gonna
no fear.
trust your ship to dock for you?
Yeah, it's either
using-
that or all dying real quick.
Can I assist the AI?
Can we assist the AI?
I would love to know how you assist the AI. Please tell me how you do this.
Sure, I am
is your
just
process for
looking to
this?
make sure the program is running. That is what I'm doing.
Are you just like tapping
check
the,
if
the
it-
side of the ship, just
Check
like?
if it's in admin mode.
I can do that. I think I am on the computer, like in the front of the ship, just making sure that it's not like showing any errors or pop-up screens. It's like, do you want to update to Windows 10?
You do
Zero.
see that you're 3 days overdue on running a virus scan, and your warranty has been out of date for like 3 years. But other than that, no, everything has been seems to be running okay.
I trust it because that means I trust Eva. It. Because it's gonna be a real short stream otherwise. I'll be right back.
I feel better if the organics aren't in charge anyway.
Look, I landed the ship the last time. Only
Barely.
incurred minor damage.
Exactly.
I covered it.
Also true. I'm gonna go polish Greta.
I got really creeped out for like a minute before I realized there was like a 1-letter difference. Yeah, you dock, no problem. It's an AI. You are on a ship, and it's pretty routine. You are now at Falco Base 1. It is a very, very long way down to Falco Base 2 along the equator. That was a weird way of saying that, but excuse me. You are joined. There's a few people waiting on the car down, the next car down. Probably about 5 people. It's not a very crowded station. There's people around, but it's you're not overcrowded trying to get your who is moving the cargo?
I would assume that is Holt. That's the only Teamster here. I'm sorry, y'all. This is union work. You don't want to take work away from the union. Oh, I have to file a claim.
I would not dare to step in between you and your assigned duties. Greta and I will simply ensure a clear corridor. Would you prefer a clear cart as well?
I mean, as in a cart that doesn't have anything else on it already? Yes, please.
Very well. The collective will nudge Z, head towards this cart heading down, and go, "The corporation requires the use of this cart. Please exit."
Exiting.
Please, follow Z's example. He has demonstrated correct technique for exiting a cart. Mind the gap. We would not want any accidents.
There is an emptied cart for you.
Cool. Go load up that cargo then and move towards the elevator car. Is this like an anti-gravity kind of cart, or is it like the kind of like, again, ultra-capitalism cart where it's wheels but one of them's a little wonky on the front?
So it is, it almost hovers like a repulsor, but like one of the repulsors is kind of shorting out. So it's on most of the time, but then it'll just like give out. And depending on the weight of its load, it'll almost like scrape the ground. So with the cargo that you've got, it like every once in a while you'll just like hear it like make a horrible like screeching metal on metal sound as it like rights itself, and you can hear like little pew 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 as like the thing tries to like kick back into gear. Yeah, but it follows.
Well, if it worked, it wouldn't be Xenoatria, That's just part of the job. Do you have any idea even what this cargo is?
Would you
Do we have the manifest? I assume Z probably is holding like a manifest, like data pad, like an iPad.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it's like redacted, because if we're like meant to know, that's one thing. If we're like not meant to know, then we just don't ask questions.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming it's like all blacked out.
Yeah, it just says 1 crate.
Yeah.
Well,
So
checks out.
it is
X1.
5 crates of various weights. You were instructed not to order them. I mean, that's standard. Like, standard paperwork is, do not open, do not mess with, do not perceive until at its destination. The manifest lists donation goods. But any
If we're not
scans you would have...
perceiving this, how are we moving this?
I mean, do not look inside. Do not. Yeah. And they are not marked as any sort of hazardous waste, bio materials, nothing living, nothing, no AI, none of the like standard like, hey, you must declare if these are,
Yeah, you got
additional
your
fees.
hazmat poster.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the corner of your ship to identify everything.
Well,
Yeah,
like,
you gotta
what's
have
the
your
UC code?
diamond-shaped sticker, and you gotta have your processing papers as well as your identification sticker that needs to actually be processed thoroughly.
Yeah,
That's
gotta have
just
3
proper
pro
logistics.
numbers.
Yeah. They
You gotta have
Tracking
your smart
purposes.
label, which is your QR code, and then your non-smart labels, which are your double barcodes.
That's a good
Then
point.
you have your
Did you...
10-digit underneath the barcode, which is your tracking number.
Yep.
I mean,
They
the
can't be the
manifest,
same.
the location needs to match based on the paperwork, which is inside the
Otherwise,
packet
you charge
as well
a
as all the
fee
stickers.
to bring it to the new one.
Did you scan when you received these items? Like, did you follow proper protocol? I'm curious.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, how... Okay.
Absolutely, there's
He's
no way
a
Z would
member of
not
the
let us
union.
follow. Yeah,
Okay.
Z is always by the book.
Just checking.
Safety is the part of the 3 keys to success at Xenoatria are safety, performance, and quality. Eva, come on.
Thought it was results. Just 3
That's
R's.
the actual answer, but what they tell you.
Let's say the collective also only remembers results.
We know.
That's like
This is
hard
a special
code.
handbook sent out to the androids compared to the
Yeah.
Efficiency or death.
How did you guess what the binary on my patch meant?
Employees are replaceable. Our customers' appreciation of us is not.
Like we mentioned before we started this game, you can grow another human in 9 months, You can't replace customer satisfaction scores once you dip below a certain level.
Once you lose a customer's appreciation, you lose them for good.
We call that customer depreciation.
Kind of sounds like the customer itself loses value, which is also true. I like it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
all
understand.
humans depreciate in value eventually.
Also true.
Ha, ha, ha. Assuming that humans had value to begin with.
I feel like there's a message coming out of this game, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's going in the direction I expected. Never is.
Look, we already decided Z and the collective are vacationing together. What did you think was going to happen?
True. That's the other thing about this station, this platform, whatever you want to call it, is it does have, even though this is more... This is not like the tourist gateway to Falco. This is more like the freight elevator, if you will. It is definitely more. It's not as fancy. It's not as luxurious. It's not the brochure kind of station.
It is efficient rather than gaudy.
Yes. But there are
I appreciate our
still
surroundings.
large walls kind of depicting scenes from the planet below. Visions out, from the spa to sweeping vistas. That sort of, lush tropical forests, gorgeous, kind of northern lights over the northern tundras. Because it has multiple biomes.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, what? A sci-fi planet that has multiple biomes?
I know. The most unrealistic part of this whole story.
I thought it was
So
a
where George
planet
Lucas
like
is
Peach.
just vomiting.
Hey, somewhere in the Star Trek universe, they're having a conniption as well.
Yep.
What do you
I
mean?
mean, have you been to Ryza? Never mind. Everything's fine.
The true horror. There is so there's two kind of banks of elevators because it is a long journey. And the one that you are kind of shuffled off to after your orders and papers have been checked. They're large. It's almost like two train cars next to each other. Shape of some sort. Kind of wrapped around this cable leading down to the planet's surface. Once you go through the doors, Holt, you are, and your cargo are pointed off towards... There's a whole quarter of this, more or less, that acts as a cargo car. And other stuff is also being loaded inside. Other deliveries, drop-offs, the usual. And a few passengers are already waiting inside. There's like a dining car portion. There's a few rooms. It's not, it's like a 6-hour journey. It's not, days on end. So there's a few amenities, but it's mostly just a very fancy waiting room. What do you want to do? Do you want to find a booth to yourselves? There's some individual chairs. There's large viewports. Yeah, there's...
There were amenities and a little bar or something. Did you say?
Yep, there's a bar.
2 coffees, please.
Yeah, sure. The bartender is a very, very, very bored looking young man. Who, just because this is the work car, like, they still put in effort. Everything in the car still looks pretty posh. And he has a very expensive machine that he draws the coffee from. And he sets 2 mugs before you.
I will pay with my own credits, and I will take the coffees across to Holt and Joel.
I thought you were telling him you were paying with your own credits, and
I am.
Yeah.
I am informing him. I am spending my own credits on my companions.
good
And
for
then
you.
I go to Holt and Joel, and I just go, Gentlemen, I have provided you with beverages. I have been instructed to play nice. Please enjoy.
Much obliged. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rowena.
You are welcome. Z, I did not require a beverage for you from the bartender since you are an android, but please be assured, I appreciate you.
That is perfectly understood. I am so happy, so happy, so happy to be working with you.
Z,
Wonderful.
do you need... we got a little bit of time. You need an update, bud? You need repairs?
Oh, I am running at peak proficiency. Efficiency.
Oh. Yeah, okay. All right.
I would question that statement. Your speech is inefficient and repetitive.
Downloading update. Please wait.
Waiting in progress.
I think I've never seen a live update in person.
Yeah, they get it from the cloud. If y'all need any help with your hardware or whatever else, just, let me know. But, yeah, I don't do much with software.
Z, if
Could
you
you
are...
please ensure Greta is up to peak efficiency?
Affirmative.
I will hand over my smart rifle and just make sure she gets good cleaning.
Yeah, so just with like a cup of black coffee and a rifle just set up on a table.
Because this is not the tourist conveyance. What are my words? It's your weapons are more or less expected. You didn't get any weird looks on the station. I am curious. I know what I said about the Califera. What loadouts do you all have at the moment? And Z, are you actually trying to search for an update, or are you just
No.
saying that? I didn't think so.
saying
I just
that.
wanted to check.
I filed a ticket for an update 17 months ago with IT that has not been addressed.
You wouldn't think digital files could gather dust, and yet. All right.
But as for loadout, I have a scalpel and a trank gun, a stun baton, a hazmat suit, a med scanner, some auto med, some pain pills, some stim packs, some cybernetic diagnostics scanners.
Just
And I
checking.
think
Just checking.
I had a gun from last session that I picked up off the ground.
I have the exploration stuff, the smart rifle, and I think when all was said and done, I stole something off of Greta's. I was gonna say body, but she was still alive when I stole it because I shot her when I left.
Her person.
Her person. Thank you. I have 2 frag grenades left because I only ended up using one to chuck in the door, close the door, and run.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 2 frag grenades as well. That are definitely not Xenoatria standardized equipment.
No, they are not. Weirdly, any identifying markings had been like burned off. So quick question, Z. You have a hazmat suit going down to the spa?
I mean, I don't need to wear it because the hazmat suit wasn't gonna protect me from anything I wasn't already pretty much
That was
invulnerable to.
okay.
No,
Well,
I'm
better.
not gonna be wearing. Oh, would I? Do I wear it all the time? No. I
It's
can't
just your
say that I do.
affectation.
It's the only outfit I was ever given. If the company gives you one extra set of clothing, you're a free android.
My other question was gonna be is if you have it like in a
Yeah, I think
a
it's
pack.
always in my bag.
Okay.
I think I carry like my working bag, which has like emergency medical supplies.
Sure. Joel, what about you?
Joel has a he's got his revolver from last time on a hip holster, and he has traded out his submachine gun for a pulse rifle.
And what are you just wearing the standard crew attire, or do you have
I believe I have the standard battle dress on.
the advanced battle dress, the Marine? Yeah. Okay. And Holt.
Holt, as a proper member of the Union, always has his tools on him, which I assume actually would include the rigging gun. I think he also picked up a handgun as well. I don't have the specifics on that right now, but he at least has like his toolkit, essentially.
Yeah.
He does not have his vac suit, the oxygen tank, the mag boots, or the I guess he would have the comms at least. But yeah, they're going planet side. He's not gonna dress in a space suit for that. So Holden's kind of anticipating the vacation as well. So yeah, he packs a Hawaiian shirt, just an Aloha shirt, just in case they ever get to go planet side. Changing out of his traditional plaids.
So the standard attire.
It is company issued. It still does have his patch and everything on it, but it is a company issued Aloha shirt as opposed to his company issued plaid. Yeah.
So I had said this in like the group chat before we started, but just for context, I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the stream or not. Yeah, all you have to do is drop this off at the office planet side, and then you essentially have 3 days leave to do whatever. And then presumably they've got something for you to take back to somewhere else after that. Which your level up does not hinge on for some reason. So between the platform and this little train elevator car situation, there was a brief airlock that you had to pass through. There is sort of like a buffer between Anniek between the outside and the car. You only have to wait maybe another half hour before the train. I keep saying train because like it's a large size, but the elevator car essentially starts to make its descent, and you don't feel it. It is smooth. It is nice. It is only marked by a little fancy chime and a voice that comes over the intercom saying, "Time to Falco, 6 hours, 15 minutes. Please enjoy your journey." And you start to drop away from the platform. Out of curiosity, these are not exceptionally rare, Would any of you have been on an space elevator before?
I mean,
Probably.
I lived my life as an espionage android. I assume I did a lot of things.
I imagine Joel would have been on space elevators before.
Yeah.
Update complete. Thank you.
Double check that. Yeah, Holt's at least familiar enough with it to take like the saucer underneath the cup of coffee and like put it over top, so when the 0G hits the coffee, it doesn't like come out of the cup, because he's been burned once by that. So he just puts it over top so that when the like liquid does try to rise up, it hits that at least.
There, so there isn't, 0G in the elevator, inside the car, for wibbly wobbly reasons.
You got a rotation to the station. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's new. Costs extra.
Yeah. This is like a crown jewel in the system. Spared no expense, if you will.
Elevator.
What would
Is that phrase fill me with terror?
That's weird. So Holt, you are presumably cleaning this rifle, smart rifle. What are the rest of you doing?
Joel,
Yes.
may I have one grenade?
Sure, I can spare one. I'll, well, which gun do you want? Because, I've got I got these little ones that fire from my rifle, and then I got the regular pineapple ones that you throw.
Delicious.
Alright, one pineapple coming up. I'll, take a fragmentation grenade off of my bandolier. I will hand it over to Z.
I will quickly put it in my medical bag and act like nothing is wrong.
No, what could be wrong about that?
Don't worry about it.
The collective is making a little itinerary for Z and themselves when they finally get out on their R&R. And by that I mean I'm on whatever dating apps are currently hot and I'm catfishing people.
Does catfishing for Rowena just involve sending people pictures of catfish?
That was her original approach, but it turned out that didn't work very well. So I'm just sending AI-generated booby pictures.
Oh, Z is definitely hacking into the algorithm to make it to make your like profile shown to everyone, like mandated. Even when they swipe no, it shows back up.
Perfect.
Like
I'm just nothing but my profile.
I also at one point would have gotten a coffee cup with nothing in it, so I can just act like I'm sipping coffee.
Sure, perfect. Rowena, roll me a D100.
First roll of the game, what could possibly go wrong? 59. I have no idea what it means. Is that how many people I catfish?
Oh no, I'm sure it's more than that. No, you can hang tight on that one.
I did have to be careful, like, my profile is full of things like, I, a normal human woman, am looking for you, a normal human person, for companionship.
Enjoys food and drink.
Occasional walks.
I thought we needed it to say, hot singles in your area, want to meet you.
But that's the red banner you put over my profile, basically.
I am a hot single woman looking to meet you. Want to meet up?
I am currently in your area.
Interested in humans?
Greetings, fellow human.
Humanoids. Interested in humanoids?
Oh no, the Noid
Price
is back.
between 1 and 8.
Why would you remind me the Noid is back? Holt.
Really? The Domino's Noid? Is that...
I mean, that was... Yeah. Anyway. Holt. What skill are you using to improve upon or clean Rowena's Greta?
Mechanical repair? Maybe even into engineering, depending on the level of repair it needs.
She keeps it in good, I mean, it's not broken, right?
Sure. Yeah, this is just general upkeep.
Yeah. You're not looking, I would say, okay, let's say mechanical repair if you're like, I just want to make sure it's clean, up to standard, kind of give it the old...
Get the bits of human out.
The bits of...
Well, some of it wasn't
other?
human. I don't still don't... Yeah, get the gunk out, basically.
There is definitely questionable material
There
in there.
is biological detritus.
I would say engineering if you wanted to try and, not overclock it, but, improve upon it. If you wanted to,
Maybe not even overclock, but it is a smart rifle. So he's got to do the software updates on it. Otherwise, it's gonna shoot him. So I think if anything, he is trying to do the firmware updates and make sure he runs a virus scan on it.
Yeah. So stuff like virus scan, updates, all that, I would say regular mechanical repair. If you want to try and tinker with it and make it basically break the warranty, but if you want to jailbreak the rifle, I guess.
I think the last mission already broke the warranty.
I think it probably did. But that would be engineering. So just tell me which one, and then add your bonus accordingly.
Is there a way I
plus
can
15?
assist Holt?
I don't think there's anything Actually, no, there is something in the rules. What is it? It is, yeah, so you can make that roll with advantage. With Joel helping you. Joel, how would you like to assist?
I do have the firearms skill, so I guess I would provide my knowledge on disassembling and firearms and what part goes where, and making sure that when you put it back together, everything works.
Mm-hmm.
All those little fiddly bits in there that comprise the firearm system.
Okay, so expert is plus 15%, so that's 80.
Against...
Because it's a percentile plus the expert, so that's plus 15%, so yeah, it was 80 in total, unless that goes into...
No, it's the plus 15 goes on your target number, so it's easier to roll under. Because otherwise you're making it harder by being trained in something. We're aiming for under.
Yeah.
Aiming,
So it's
okay,
wait, that's... 80's not great.
50, no, 80
yeah, so, okay,
the
I'm sorry.
15% goes on the target number, and then you want to roll under the target number.
Yeah.
So am I doing intellect then?
Intellect, yeah.
Okay. So what would that be? Okay. Well, then with advantage, then yeah, it was 28, which is well below 42, regardless.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. So it's 80. 80 is bad. Don't break Greta.
Yeah, I forgot which way we were going on this. It's been a minute.
I forgot which way we're going on this. It's just never mind. I'm just not gonna go there. Nope.
Mm.
Nope. Walking away. Ripcording out.
All right. You Rowena, while they are doing that, you probably notice, just because you love this gun so much, you notice a Marine across the way eyeing it appreciatively. Not in like a shady sort of way, just, you know.
In the kind of way that I eye her.
Exactly. And when she notices you, noticing her, just kind of, hey, that's a nice gun.
Thank you for your kind, appreciative words. I hope my companions put her back together with love and care.
It looks like they know what they're doing. You all on vacation, or?
We hope soon to be.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it would...
We have to finish our work. As should everyone, before time for R&R can be had.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm pretty lucky. I just get to go straight to the R&R. I can't imagine, like, what work would... I mean, are you masseuses or, like... tour guides? I don't know.
Query. Are you attempting to flirt with me?
No. As she says that, you do get a ping from...
Basically, the collective Googled masseuse and got some very questionable results.
That's fair. Unrelated, but to your catfishing scheme, you have gotten a hit from a tech heir who's very attractive, who says, finally a normal human. I can't tell you how many people I have found on this app who just talk themselves up and just seem so superficial, but you sound really down to earth. If you were spending time on Falco, I would love to meet up.
I will split processing power and make a quick reply about how I am an incredibly humble humanoid, backspace, human woman who gives back to charities, minor CPU panic, would love to meet him in a bar.
Almost immediately for a human, like, not...
Actual processing
not Android
time and
immediately.
Stuff.
Human immediately.
No.
You get back...
Takes forever.
I can't believe you replied, thank you, can't wait to meet you, and sends you the coordinates of a really nice bar. Very exclusive, like, if you do a quick, like, search on it, like...
Oh, yeah, no, I was going to forward this to Z so he can case the place online.
Yeah, like...
Get the blueprints.
What would you like to do? Would you like to echo ship ghost them?
Oh.
I have found 75 results that the average reply is K.
Good. Noted. I will chat back K with correct punctuation because I cannot with their grammar.
I don't case the joint in case anyone's wondering. I think Z over this period of time doesn't have any memory space left after downloading the Ghost Ship Echoes files into their head.
Yeah.
And then I think in all these months that passed, realizing that they can do this, they've just downloaded like a giant list of novels, like thousands and thousands upon books, and it's like at 97% capacity.
Oh, that just makes me nervous for you.
Z is just like 87% Kindle at this point, and like the rest is just processing.
Yep.
Oh god.
Okay.
But
yeah, I'll check back in with that Marine who's eyeing Greta, and my apologies. I mistook your intentions when you mentioned massages.
Oh no, it's just, you know, it's...
We are merely couriers.
Searching for mooses.
Moose?
See? Please turn on safe search.
Mooses?
I'm sorry.
As am I.
I'm gonna look at the viewing port. Does this look like the kind of climate that a moose would be found in?
No, not along the
Like a
equator.
Xeno moose, maybe?
Where you... this is when you hear on the outside of the train just like a very heavy clomp, and it has found you, the Xenomoose.
The antlers aren't where they should be.
It had me, Greta!
So many. How many cloven hooves can one creature
Its
have?
antlers are just human hands.
Toes. Oh, God.
Honestly, that would be the fastest time we've ever found the plot in, if that were true. And I don't think that that's what's happening here.
I'm really...
It's an ultra megafauna.
I wish it was. If you make it to the planet, maybe next time. So, they're like up further north, perhaps. Or you could do a search. I assume you have a data pad if you would like to know about actual Mises.
I should like to know about actual Xenomooses.
Yes. Further down the way, a very exasperated person sort of rolls their eyes. She has very, very straight, improbably straight, sharply cut hair, bright blue, and she appears to be reading, and is not amused at any of this nonsense going on behind her.
What is she reading?
Are you going to try and hack into her device and find out? She
mean,
doesn't have like a book. It's like a device.
I mean, I was just gonna look over her shoulder awkwardly.
Oh, yeah. So she is reading like a some sort of engineering. So it's not a manual. It is. Oh, thank you, Anonymous. So it's like a layman's guide to engineering, sort of like the basics, but it's it's in depth for a layman. Let's put it that way.
Do I get the sense that that would help Holt do their job better?
He might find it of interest. I don't...
How good is Holt at their job?
I'm gonna let Holt answer that.
Look, Greta's looking
Chief
beautiful right
engineer.
now.
He's very good at his job. Every time I feel like that is just a threat against his life. That is the only value he has is general maintenance.
But the collective thinks you're fine. Anniek might have an opinion on the worth of the title Chief Engineer in sci-fi in general and their generalized incompetence. But maybe we should just make a podcast at some point.
I'm leaning a little more towards Chief Engineer O'Brien on this one than maybe some of the other
Have you
chief
seen
engineers.
what he did to DS9?
He kept DS9 in one piece, Anniek, and I will die on that
DS9
hill.
was perfectly fine while the Kardashians were running it. It didn't start breaking down until he got there.
I'm really looking forward to the Anniek and Derek podcast deep dive into...
I just want all of us to be there, and then three of us are just dead silent the entire 90-minute recording, so we just occasionally go, ha!
Yep,
Or like,
yep.
I'll do
Chief
it.
Engineer
I
O'Brien
understand
maintained
the
an
reference.
entire family life while also maintaining a space station that was completely alien to him.
Excuse you, maintaining proper family life? Kiko did most of that.
That's true.
Yeah,
hello,
it actually is.
hello there. I'm gonna take us back into this game by force. Hello there.
Hello?
I couldn't help but notice that you are reading a in-depth, mechanical-based book.
Yeah, not creepy at all. Yep, it's The Joys of Engineering.
Would you be interested in a trade?
Like what?
A book for a book.
Um,
But really just swapping files, so you'll keep the book.
looking at her, so she turns to look at you. And you can see she is human, but she has a lot of cybernetic enhancements. Most of them are, you'd be able to know it because, like, you know, as a doctor type creature, and also android, like, you would just be able to see the skill with which all these have been installed. But her, one of her eyes sort of like refocuses on you. What do you have to offer?
I have plenty of romance novels. Over 10,000 fantasy TTRPG books of the early 20th century. I also have several ship databases and blueprints, as well as the non-classified Ghost Ship Echo files from the blueprints in the workshop.
You know, I think we could make something work. She's very, very interested in the ship information blueprints. Very interested in the Ghost Echo files.
Yeah, I would definitely trade that, as long as they're not like trademarked or owned by the company, which I don't think those ones would be.
No, not the ones in your databanks.
Yep. So yeah.
Did you give the company a copy of them?
Yeah.
You reported them? Okay.
Yeah, I reported them, but I also had backup files on the local data that I wouldn't have gotten rid of. Because Z probably hasn't been back to headquarters to actually have a memory wipe, so it's just been accruing.
Fair.
Also, is Z named Z because they were like the 24th or 26th android ever made for this company? And they've just been around since the start?
Everyone else
That's my
has like
headcanon.
a longer file designation. You're
They-
just like straight up.
Yeah, they would love to update you to the newest software, but there isn't enough room to even download the latest security patch, let alone the full upgrade. So
They
you're
keep
just
sending
stuck.
me they keep sending me on horrifying deadly missions, and I keep coming back successful. And they're like, shit, they're asking for an update again. Quick, send them on this ghost ship mission. Get them out of here.
I will send
Every
you.
single time the company is audited, you show up with this red flag that just says unupdated software, security issues, and then just this 10-page list.
Out of compliance. Out of compliance.
End of life software, end of life software, end of life software.
I'm still running on XP.
Oh,
Graham, I will send you a
I'm
list
sorry, that
of
just physically hurt.
books that she's willing to trade you
Okay.
later on.
Yeah, I'll make the trade.
I imagine the company just keeps getting calls about Z's extended warranty.
Yup.
We have been trying to reach you about your extended warranty. It lapsed 289 years ago. Would you like to extend?
Okay, so you have Greta back. I'd say you're probably now like an hour into things.
Is Greta fully functional?
Yes.
Sorry.
Are you okay, Anniek?
No. It was the way Derek said it, because I think Derek's the only one who actually knows what I was asking. But thank you. I'm sure Greta and I will have an even closer bond now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that will be Mothership Nights, I guess.
Mothership After Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, he found that file. He found that subroutine. It was just like,
Look, that subroutine was very poorly hidden.
it was in like a file within a file that just said private.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insurance policy. So nobody
Nothing
wants to
see
read about
here.
insurances. Yep.
There are wait, so we've got 1 hour down. It is beautiful outside. I don't know if any of you are looking besides Joel, but the planet is gorgeous. Like, you haven't even gotten there yet, but just in terms of, like, perhaps it's because it has a beautiful polar ice cap and sweeping green forests and golden beaches and beautiful oceans. It is absolutely picturesque, even from your view, so high up. You see, so there's what? You all, 1, 2, yeah, 5 other people. The bartender, whose name badge helpfully says Warren, with nothing else to do, having cleaned the bar thoroughly, kind of heads back to check on the other, the bathrooms, the cargo area, just kind of do a sweep of everything. And you hit a little bit of turbulence. It's not a lot, it's just like a little bump, like if you were in a car, just like a little pothole, or if you hit those like guides on the side of the highway, and then it goes away.
I will now fill out an incident report for the turbulence we have just experienced.
Yeah.
All
Please
10
hold.
pages.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeopardy music plays softly.
The two of
For
you
10 minutes.
The two of you, Rowena and Z, for sure. Holt and Joel, depending on what you're doing, you may notice that there is no signal outside the elevator car at this point. Anniek and Graeme, Z and Rowena, I'm sorry. I assume you're always kind of plugged into like the data sphere. So that is...
I've lost contact with the cloud. I find this. I believe a humanoid term would be disconcerting. Z, do you maintain connection?
No, I have disconnected from the data sphere. Attempting to reconnect.
So while Z is attempting to reconnect and Joel is waving his datapad around, the collective is going to take this moment to move a few files in her personal storage.
Did it stop my data transfer?
Well, that was point to point, right? That
Yeah,
wasn't
point. So
cloud-based.
Yeah, so I would have been fine.
yeah. Between you and Nimba,
You can have your smut.
yeah.
Engineering smut.
Look
Look at that sexy diagram.
Unscrewing.
Yes.
Lots of screwing.
Point to point,
Put a wrench in
and
it.
certainly. Oh, good lord.
We're adults.
I'm an android.
Excuse me.
We're older than dirt. I think you still qualify as an adult.
The Warren starts kind of like he's been back at the bar for a couple minutes and he has certainly noticed, or seems to, because he looks very confused, and is typing away on a diagnostic pad frantically.
Holt. Perhaps this would be a good time to offer your services to the distraught-looking humanoid behind the bar.
Yeah, alright. Yep, alright. That's fine.
Customer satisfaction is one of our primary tasks, after all.
He's not a... It's fine. Alright,
He is
fine.
not a customer yet. Approach him correctly, and we can relieve him of many credits.
Every person is a potential customer, Holt Paxton.
Just like on either side, just two androids. Just all right. Affirmative. All right. Space.
We will
Jesus.
mind the cargo.
Roger, Roger.
While that's happening, I'm gonna head over to how big are the viewports on the elevator?
There are regular like train-sized ones, like next to a bunch of the booths and chairs. But then there's also on one side, just like the whole wall is just like a curved, viewing area, I guess. With some chairs and stuff like looking out. So there's options.
Okay.
None of them are like small. They're all very large.
In my experience of like going up and down space elevators, is signal cutting out like a normal thing?
Every once in a while, like, solar flares or whatever, it's not common. But it happens often enough that it's worth like Rowena's doing, like maybe making a note about it, but yeah. So I mean, it depending on how you feel about being cut off from everything else, yeah.
Well, Joel does not like this situation, and he is going to take his pulse rifle off from his back and kind of like hold it down at the ready and head over to like the larger like wall-sized viewing ports to like kind of take a look outside to see if there's anything going on out there.
The other Marine, who had been talking to Rowena about Greta, I love that I'm referring to her as a whole new character now.
Yes, a most successful conversation.
She's going to stand and kind of saunter over to you and just kind of roll her shoulder. And you expecting trouble?
Usually when signal cuts out on a transport job, it's not a good sign.
Huh. Yeah, probably not. Huh. Okay, look, I'm just here on a little bit of leave. But you need anything, you just let me know.
Is this Marine armed?
She has a pistol, but she does not have like a full loadout of any sort. Like, it is very clear that, she's like in casual mode. Like her, she's got just like a plain old like jumpsuit on with like the sleeves ripped off. And just like basically a service, which one does she specifically have? I guess the revolver, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. The book is coming undone. That's no good. She is also exceptionally brawny. Yeah. So, like, minimal, like, firepower, but she's definitely, like, armed, so to speak. I have no regrets about that.
So I'd say she doesn't have weapons, she has guns!
She
There we
does,
go.
absolutely. She's got a massive tattoo that says Loner. Yeah.
Oh god, it's such an edgelord, I'm already in pain.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna say to her, well, if you can do me a favor and just keep an eye out on those smaller viewports. See
Yeah.
if anything unusual
Yeah.
outside.
I got you. And
The most
she'll...
terrifying thing about her is that the loner is in Comic Sans. She gives zero fucks.
I'm
glad you said Comic Sans, because in my mind it was Papyrus.
I was gonna say Papyrus, but then yeah. Same brain.
It's both, weirdly. But it's also her patch, so
The true horror, we found it. We found the monster.
Where's my yellow card? Where's my yellow card when I need it?
It's in stitching. Like, it looks stitched.
Ugh.
So she...
At least they didn't print it on a Word document and then have to, like, stitch it on.
Yeah.
It's just like laminated onto.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, I made it myself.
And I should say that the whole elevator situation is not viewports and windows, because there is like the cargo car, which doesn't have cargo room that doesn't have any viewports, and yeah, like the airlock area has just like the little normal like airlock porthole type situation. Okay, while so yeah, she scurries off to follow your order. I think this is probably a very good point to take a break. So thank you everyone for bearing with us so far. I promise it will not probably take us 5 hours to get through the rest of this. But we will be back in 5 to 10 minutes after a break. So get some water or some more coffee, pet your pets, stretch, take care of yourselves. Do all of the things. Not just some of the things, but like all the things.
Everything.
And we will be back momentarily. And we are back. We made it. Made it to the second half. I feel like that's pretty good. Pretty good. Statistically likely, but here we are. How are we feeling? Are we ready to get to
Good
the
enough
surface?
for government work.
Ready, steady, let's spaghetti.
All right.
Listen requires our attendance.
Yeah. So last we heard, Joel had just sent off the Marine, whose name no one has bothered to learn, off to keep an eye on things over by the windows.
She's a Marine. She has to have a name tag. She has to have, like, you know, the little patch that says, like...
Says what?
I don't know. You tell...
So just like her other patch, which is tattooed on, like under her coveralls is her like name tattooed like right here.
Like, can Zia and I just run facial recognition software and get her personnel file?
Is that something that you would have either done before you lost contact?
Pretty much the second she eyed Greta.
Oh, okay. Jax.
Nobody touches Greta.
Jax.
I wouldn't have.
I would have.
I think I'm still sitting there with the engineer person, just still downloading their books.
Her full name is Amy Jackson, but it's like the Jax is
With an X because it's sci-fi.
Yep. It's actually JACKXS.
Is it like AIMEE? Because she's, like, really good at aiming?
It is, and I refuse to show you my 3-word notes to show that is actually what her name is.
Or
but
nobody
it is.
question the warden. We're trying to make it out alive.
Yes. Yeah. What are the rest of you doing?
How's the engineer
Believe-
reacting to this?
Meaning Holt or?
Oh no, the lady I was downloading for.
Yeah, we sent Walt to Warren, so it's just you
Yes.
and your engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are multiple people still unaccounted for on this transport. So she's just reading about engineering. She's a model. But good of you to assume. She's very disconcerted. She's sort of like splitting her attention between like the downloads and like Z, you could tell like she's kind of testing connections, you know, like
with her mechanical-
resetting the Wi-Fi, like that sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
You would recognize like all.
She's
all that.
30 seconds away from percussive maintenance,
Yeah.
banging things.
And after a minute, she will say, "It's not just me, right? Like, can you get out
Absolutely
either?"
not.
Okay. Sometimes I worry it's just me, and that something's like loose.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not just you. It's not just me. So it's probably everyone, and I don't know if that's better or worse. Better. Probably better. Kind of worse.
Kind of worse.
Yeah. Okay. I feel better. No, I don't. I feel worse. There is another person who has walked up to the bar and is speaking quietly with Warren. Toby.
Is there anyone like freaking out?
There is one man in the corner who is like not looking out the window. Like he is in the far back corner, kind of close to the airlock and cargo compartment, who is frantically typing away on his own datapad, and seems to be not thrilled with whatever his results are. He had started out the journey sort of sleeping, but has apparently woken up.
Okay. From where I am, can I see out the window towards like the planet's surface?
Yeah.
Is there any power outages or anything like that? Are there any fires that we can see? Is the city on fire?
Not from what you can see. And I don't... You'd still be too far up to see any like individual fires like that. Nothing massive. Like nothing
Okay.
On a global scale.
Yeah, not like a city under a zombie apocalypse. Yeah.
Right.
This planet's on fire.
And there's no at the moment there's been no alarm or anything to signify that anything about the elevator, like the cable or something, is in danger.
It was an inside job. I immediately looked to the collective.
The collective just looks completely innocent and
Holding a smart rifle.
holding Greta. Ready, by the way, not like casually holding Greta. But should we secure our cargo?
Yes. After all, we cannot complete the delivery without the cargo. The cargo.
I'm glad you agreed to my rhetorical question. Joel, please join us.
Joel will take one last peek out the large viewports, and before going back to join the rest of the crew at the cargo.
Well, we send Holt off, so there will be a Chief Engineer Paxton. Please be advised, we will be moving to secure the cargo. We trust you are doing your utmost to re-establish a connection.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Copy. All right. Yep.
We will discuss your inefficiency of language while on a call later. And the collective will simply start striding towards where we left our cargo.
I will follow. On my way by, I'm going to hand one of the tranquilizer darts to Holt.
Smart.
For what?
You'll know when you need it.
In case of emergency.
And then I give like an
Alright.
exaggerated wink, but it's more of like a flutter of the android eye, like like a stutter.
You need some updates, buddy. That's fine. I guess he'll put the tranquilizer dart in like a utility pocket where he's not going to get stabbed with it. It's not like it has like a sheath or anything. It's a tranq dart. All right. What could go wrong?
I would love to know where, like, in your Hawaiian shirt, you think it would be safe.
Well, he's going to put it in like his toolbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not just,
Yeah, he
like,
does-
tuck
yeah.
it in. There's not, like, a Hawaiian
The
shirt
front
pocket.
pocket of his Hawaiian shirt. Yeah, just right. Yeah. Just peeking out a little bit. It's got maybe it's one of those tranq darts that has like little feathers on the end, and it looks like a
Yeah, just little feathers peek out. It's like the people who
Yeah.
put like an unsecured gun in like the front of their pants and then walk off.
I mean, I like to imagine it more of like an EpiPen. Is like you press the button, and like when you would fire it from the tranq gun, it presses that button so the needle pops out. But they're just like self-contained cartridges with like a needle.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be smart and, like, not old school, but
Yeah.
Again,
Futuristic.
that
I mean, we are talking about the darts Z is carrying. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure this is like version 1.0.
Hey, my gear has been updated. Just the software has
Not
not.
the software.
true.
I'm a rogue AI that doesn't need no updates.
Yep. That's an opinion.
is the
She
ship
said there was somebody
CCS.
Yeah. Androids were a
You said there was
mistake.
somebody else talking to Warren.
Yes. Short blonde. They have also been pretty quiet this whole time. They've been kind of on like the other side of the large viewing area, also kind of going over some documents. Unlike the other three passengers, they have had sort of a briefcase with them this whole time. That they have brought with them to speak to Warren. Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, Holt will just walk up, kind of just place his toolbox down on the counter. Hi there, Warren. My name's Holt Paxton. Pronouns are he, him. I'm with Xeno Atria. We're just, taking a round lift right now. I was wondering if you needed any assistance. It seems like your particular elevator conveyance is having some issues, and I have a bit of experience with some engineering. Just offering my services in the hopes that you might become a loyal customer of Xeno Atria. Xeno Atria, the future is bright.
The blonde is just staring at you. Warren seems very confused and like trying to figure out which one of you to pay attention to. You get a... I'm sorry, did you say you're with Xeno Atria? I'm Sheer.
That is correct.
They, them, with accounting for Xeno Atria. What brings you here today?
Our current mission was to transport cargo, planet side. We are en route to that.
Okay, first of all, you should never discuss the company business with anyone. That's
You're
going
part
on
of-
your next performance review. Did you say your name was Holt Paxton?
Yep. You can take that up with my supervisor, Rowena.
Warren puts a hand out and just says, Hey, look, I will take whatever help we can get. I don't know solar flare. I don't know what it is. I've run some diagnostics. Like, everything on our end seems good, but if you want to take another look, that'd be pretty great.
Yeah, you're never really sure. Sometimes it's solar flares, sometimes lightning strikes, sometimes it's Ionian gremlins. I mean, it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B more often than that. Where's your control panel located?
No, first of all, I don't know if you've noticed we're a bit high for lightning. Like, we're not even anywhere close to the right layer of the atmosphere. Are you sure you've got the knowledge for this?
No, but I am willing to give it my best shot.
Fuck it. You know what? Fair enough. There's a control panel here, and then there's the other one in the cargo hold, depending on what you're looking for. These are just like the basics. Your more mechanical stuff is going to be in the cargo hold.
Alrighty then. It was nice meeting you, and it was meeting you. All right. Go ahead and probably more mechanical stuff. Need anything? Way the cargo hold.
All you can see is Sheer kind of pulls out a data pad from their little briefcase satchel thing and starts typing away on it. Warren reconnects his diagnostic pad to the panel behind him. That's sort of busy work where like you've already done it, but you're kind of hoping to get different results that will tell you what's up. The rest of you are heading back to cargo. As you get close, the man sitting near the door looks up. Hey, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing?
Hello. What are you doing?
I am sitting here. I'm sure you've noticed, the disconnect. I'd like to not be bothered.
Correct. We are moving to secure our cargo during the disconnect.
I don't think anyone's supposed to be back there right now.
Normal operating procedures are suspended in case of an emergency. Communications blackout qualifies as an emergency. Please stand aside as we secure our cargo.
Okay, you can see my concern though, that like...
Your concern is noted, registered, and disregarded. Stand aside as we secure our cargo.
Look,
if you want to come in with us and like monitor us while we do it, I don't mind, but we just really need to secure our cargo.
what's so important about your cargo? Like, what have you got back there?
That is none of your concern.
Company
policy. I've been tasked.
If I'm gonna be stuck on this tin can,
You will be stuck here regardless of whether or not we secure our cargo.
All goods manifested were conferred via the scan.
I don't. What?
The Collector's just gonna start opening the door at this point.
He's gonna stand up and try and get between you two.
Trank.
I wouldn't do that.
Trank. He was hysterical.
So-
I had to put a stop to it. He was clearly hysterical.
He is.
Turns out I
There's
gotta
no
come
reasoning
to the
with
cargo hold
it.
anyway.
This is just a pew right in the leg. Just
Oh, I was directing that at the guy at the door.
Yeah, no, I figured. Go ahead and roll for it, Z. Just
sure. Let's see. That is, what do I roll? I roll the D100, but what is it? Strength? Speed?
Speed.
that.
Just because if you're trying to do a surprise round.
Okay, so I'm trying to go under my number.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Am
that
I
is-
assisting by being a distraction?
I'd say between you and Joel, because he's also trying to listen to what Joel is cautioning him about.
Alright, so I roll twice, take the lower.
Yes.
Okay, the first roll was a 95. The
Hey, look, I
second
lured you
roll
away from
is a
failure.
22.
Okay. Yep, so you get the one up on him. So he's gonna have to make a body save. Oh baby, no. So oh wait, at advantage. Oh baby, no. Roll me what your attack would have been, just so I know where you do actually hit him. I know you're aiming for the leg, but
It's a 93. I hope that's the leg and not the head.
it is not the head. You're
Okay.
you aim for the leg, but you get him like right above the hip, kind of in the like just like right in his side. And he goes down like a sack of potatoes, and you have well, I'm not telling you how long, but
I mean, would I?
Rounds.
he is unconscious for a while.
Okay, yeah, because I've used this on employees before, several times. I would probably have a rough estimate as a doctor, right?
You know what? You could roll me intellect.
Sure.
Gauging between the dosage and his body mass, and
That is a 38, and my intellect is a 41.
you.
Oh, I also have the first aid. I don't know if that would apply.
It would just boost your
Okay, yeah.
You have about 10 minutes.
Wonderful.
Hey, y'all, turns out I gotta get into the, what the...
Entrance to the cargo hold has been secured.
They are taking a nap. Please do not worry. And I will pull the dart out of this person, making sure it's like injected, tuck it back in my like medical bag, and like lean this guy so it looks like he just kind of is taking a nap.
I mean, he was asleep for the first half anyway. It's not entirely uncredible.
Provided that no one else has just watched this entire thing.
Everybody saw this. That's fine. We're going to go into the cargo hold now.
The only other person who would have seen it would have been Jax at the moment, but after nodding at Joel on all of y'all's like way by, she went back to like taking up position and like keeping an eye on things.
Okay.
Like she assumes Joel's got it if he's with you.
As they're going in, I want to take a quick look at this guy. Does he have any like visible identification on him?
Yeah, he's excuse me. He has a badge, like a laboratory badge, that just says Kettle Vanner. And he appears to also be employed by Xenomatria, which could be either good or bad for Z.
he's used to this then. Okay.
Yeah.
This is not his first tranquilization.
Yeah, I think that they would understand because we are prioritizing our job, which they work for. They were impeding the business. They were in the way.
He was asking about, like, that was a test. He was asking what we were doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only correct answer when someone asks you what the cargo is to shoot them with a trank dart.
That's company policy.
Unless you're in PR.
It's in the book. It's page 442.
Unless you're in PR. His badge does have the logo of the tech division. So not bio, not mechanical, not engineering, just straight up technology. It doesn't say like what part further from there.
So he's not a security guard.
No.
Standard keyboard, Jackie.
Yeah.
The peasantry. Duly noted.
Of the serfs.
Unpaid intern.
When you have a moment, could you look up our employee records, see if you can find this guy anywhere?
Datasphere is currently down. I cannot access any files
Right.
that are not currently downloaded.
Well, once Hulk gets it back up and running, maybe do a quick search, see if we can.
Yeah, I'm gonna
find
step
anything
over
else that's
another
good.
body. The amount of bodies I have to step over in this line of work is untenable. Is the door to the cargo isn't locked or anything, right?
Nah.
Yeah. So I have a lockpicking set. Then yeah, I will go to there and I will try to find the nearest access panel.
I forgot about that. It's so weird. It is a very large access panel in the floor. All of the cargo that was in there when you put your cargo away earlier appears to be in its same spots. There is new cargo that could be I don't know why I said that. Like it's just stuff that was loaded after yours. But no one's messed with your stuff. The access panel, you can just brute strength it open. It's not locked.
Okay. He is going to put on his infrared goggles because he's trying to see if anything is necessarily overheating in this area, but also just take a cursory look around, see if there's any heat signatures.
We have a bioscanner, right?
At least one of you does, I think. Don't you?
Yeah, I have one as well.
Because that's like a 100-foot radius, every living thing.
Does it just show living stuff or biomaterials? It shows biomaterials, doesn't it?
Let me pull it up. So it is...
Oh, signs of life.
Yeah, the bioscanner is the signs of life. The med scanner does the autopsy of any living or dead body.
Yeah. Okay, so heat first. There is like the regular signatures that you would expect from the machinery, like underneath. Some of it does seem to be running a bit hot, but not outside of like getting there. But it's not outside of parameters. There is both of you would notice one container that does have a very warm living. It's basically like a very large dog that is sleeping. It's fine. It's probably been like drugged for the journey, but it is healthy. Not happy. It's sleeping. But it is also within parameters for the kind of creature it is. There is one container that is not yours that has nope, I'm not gonna make that joke. One container that is yours does sort of have a small heat signature in one of the bottom corners.
What was the joke you're going to make, Eva? Just make it.
Nope. Can't make me. So aside from the rest of you and everyone else, as you would expect on this, I keep wanting to say ship, it's not a ship, train car. Those are the only signs of life.
All right, well, I'm going to open the access panel and just start getting to repair, see if any of the wires are fried, or see if that is the source of the issues that they're having.
That's fair. What are the rest of you doing?
I'll change into my hazmat suit.
That you don't need. Okay.
That I don't need.
Love that.
But we don't know if it's foreign contaminants or if it's like AI cyborg bugs.
I mean, great android minds think alike. I'm activating my HUD. Also because it gives me great bonuses.
Also, I'll pull out my scalpel in case we need to do surgery.
Just Just have that prepared.
Yeah, I got like a scalpel out and got the other. What do I do with the other hand? The hand grenade? No, the the trank gun.
Two tools of surgery: scalpel, hand grenade.
Yes.
There is a so you get down into the like access area, Holt, and you are looking around at stuff. Everything's pretty bog standard. Like there's no like supercharged anything. Like it's space elevator. The rest of you are changing, looking around, standing there. And that turbulence that you felt earlier happens again. But this time, it shakes the whole car. And it doesn't... Thank you for that. It doesn't stop. It keeps shaking. Like the whole car might shake apart. Until it finally, after what seems like eternity, comes to a stop. And you can hear from the other car, or from the other outside the cargo car, "Oh shit, we've stopped." From Warren. Holt, actually, all of you, go ahead and roll me a speed check. I think that's...
Speed.
Yeah. I just want to know if you're able to catch yourselves. Holt, you would be running to just see if you... 41? Ooh.
41.
Nice, just under.
31.
25 out of 40.
Also 25 out of 47.
31 out of 35.
Perfect. Okay. So you all managed to catch yourselves, brace yourselves. Holt, you managed to not get whacked into the piece of equipment that you were investigating. Why don't you also make me a engineering check real quick and tell me what you were looking for before that all hit.
Sure. So that's an intellect of 57, and I rolled a 34.
Perfect.
So he was just doing diagnostics. He was trying to see if there was a physical problem, first of all. If any, like I said, if this is an access panel that has wires to it, or if this is something where he has to plug in a futuristic USB and connect to a data pad. But he's looking for hardware issues because he can at least scan those visually, and then moving to software from there.
Yeah.
Try to see if it's at least part of this, or if it's something external, one of the, and all the words have left my brain, but yeah, anything external with the physical machinery of it, he would move to that last, because that involves exiting a space elevator.
So you do not get all greens. There are a couple yellows, there are a couple reds. Things are not all operating normally on the USS elevator. That is not what it's called.
This is named for the great explorer of 3022, Samuel Elevator.
I was about to say, that's what it's called right now. I mean, you just named it, it's set in stone.
Oh no. Also, your encounter with Mr. Vanner earlier was your complication. I did not expect you to just trank him, but that's fine. That's fine. Why do I expect anything at this point? There is it's a weird mix of, it does seem like the signals that control the elevator are getting crossed. Could be related to solar flare activity, because you can chalk just about anything up to solar flares. But it's like the elevator's getting mixed messages. And that could be coding. That could be a wire crossed somewhere. There are multiple reasons. I mean, it could have just been, a little space rock that bumped something out of place. Yeah. And then, of course, everything stopped. So, like, the elevator itself stopped. So.
Well, he's going to try to do a reroute, then maybe try to reroute one of the wires from the kyber crystals through the diluthium crystals, and see if he can get their hyperdrive back up and I don't fucking know.
Yeah, let's try that with disadvantage. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that was a 2. That would have been great. That would have been wonderful to have that 2 instead of the 92.
Weirdly,
I'm just gonna grab a handful of wires and just pull. Maybe just get the crowbar out to have fun. I don't know. I got a laser cutter. Let's go to town on this.
and now, all of the lights are out except for the emergency lights, which is like 1 light per like area.
According to company policy, I have to get authorization to activate an emergency beacon. I'm just gonna look up, do I have permission to activate our emergency beacon?
Authorization granted.
Yes, that never happens. All right. Emergency is such a strict term with the company. I do have an emergency beacon. He's just going to activate that. So help should be here in 30 days. 30 business days.
Being cut off from cloud access is a priority 1 disturbance of continual productivity. It does constitute an emergency, and your efforts to repair the problem, challenge, are appreciated.
Everyone needs an update.
Look, corporate speak has like 9 different modules, and everything that's a problem should be looked upon as a challenge, yet when you ask management, it's actually a problem. So there's just a lot of logic modules that disagree with each other right now.
Yep.
I was just programmed to say synergy a lot.
I just really want you to feel like you're an integral part of our operational systems. Sorry. Ugh, I just grossed myself out.
Is
You want to
there...
have work affirmations throughout your day.
You are doing within the realm of reasonable compliance.
Yep.
Would there be any like AI or any software that would control stopping, or would we have sussed out that's pretty much mechanical?
Pretty much mechanical.
Okay.
Certainly not on the elevator itself. Like the controls typically, and this is a pretty typical situation, are usually planet side and platform side. The elevator is just like there's no driver. It's not like a subway or something, where you've got the actual pilot in front. Like Warren.
Would there be like maintenance hatches that people can climb up to go up and down?
Yeah, you could spend some time to poke around and
Yeah, I think that's what I would do, because at this point, if it goes worse, it's a free fall to death.
How much time do you want to spend looking?
I guess I would ask the bartender who actually works on this.
Yeah.
Which is gonna save me some time, probably. But I would take 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
It'd be like 5 minutes. It'd be like, walk over there. Hey, is there an emergency hatch or maintenance route that is not mechanical that we can get open to get up there?
Yeah. So he will show you. There is one up, one down, and the one going down actually would have been like right next to where Holt was working, so Holt could have just showed you like probably this hatch down here. Although I don't know, Holt, would you have shown him?
I mean, honestly, anytime Holt interacts with somebody, he is violating some sort of company policy or something.
Did you say following or
maybe...
violating?
He doesn't even know anymore. He's just here to do his job. He just works here and will work here until his inevitable death. Sooner or later, it's coming.
I will point out that Rowena has not written you off for your interaction with that paper hoarding whore at the bar because she appreciates your customer mindedness. And whatever that bureaucrat had against one of her team members is irrelevant.
He was an accountant. He did not account for my murder-hungry android.
Accountants are generally considered to be
expendable,
and therefore their opinions are worthless. So you haven't been written off for anything at the bar. Rowena just sort of looked at the complaint and sort of, an accountant.
I mean, I was just gonna say that if Holt had done their job, then we could have gotten through this door without me having to trank an employee.
Speaking of which, Vanner does wake up whilst you are or while you are investigating these hatches.
How big are the hatches? Could we get our cargo through it? Because if I have to trek and deliver this on foot, I will.
Related question though, before Z starts hoofing it in an android-speaking manner, was there a deadline on this delivery? Because whatever you mentioned that we had to deliver this, you didn't mention deliver this within 24 hours. So if we arrive next year, we're still good.
You also didn't state the level of like intactness, so if you just drop it out of the space elevator, still getting to the planet.
So intact is specified.
Okay, but deadline wasn't at any point.
No, so yes and no. So within a certain amount of time, you arrived early. Just time is there is a buffer time usually assigned for space travel because who knows what's going to happen. Which is part of how you ended up with your 3 days R&R. Your deadline is pretty much that 3 days when you're supposed to pick up that second.
So we're eating into our own R&R right now.
Yeah.
Alright, fuck it, chuck it out the airlock.
No, we should just climb the ladder. We can get this on time and still have R&R.
Also, if it's destroyed, there's nothing for them to scan to kind of authorize.
The warden didn't mention if it fits through the hatch yet.
Right, and inside the crates, it would not. I mean, it would fit out the airlock, but it would not fit in the crates up the
down the service.
Yeah.
Line. Yeah. Oh gosh, well, and we can't probably repackage it to be smaller.
No, because we're not allowed to open it or look in it. We'll simply have to wait for Chief Engineer Holt to fix the space elevator, as is prescribed within his duties.
Also,
maintenance and repairs.
You can't get out from the service way. Like you would have to go through the airlock.
Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise you just depressurize the whole elevator if you broke out.
You make it sound like that's
losses.
Problem.
Yeah,
I know.
I see no problem with this.
I'm trying to imagine Rowena and Z tying these crates together and then shimmying down the cable.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
yes.
It's not outside the realm of possibilities.
You're not wrong.
And then the Jurassic Park situation where the elevator starts to fall from above. And you're
Yep.
Well, I guess we'll just have to explode the elevator. We'll rig some frag grenades.
That's why we have the grenade.
Exactly. Again, foolproof this plan.
I have planned for this.
We have plenty of grenades.
So has Holt reasoned that he can't do anything else from inside. Does he have to go outside? And if so, have they broken atmosphere? Is there air outside?
You would need a vac suit.
Fuck.
Well, and
we have a vac suit. I don't,
Okay.
but we had a vac suit at some point.
there is like, and Warren would have showed you this too. There is like a emergency service, not closet, but like there is. He would much rather you go out and check than him. That's like above and beyond what he feels his job is. He was
Sure.
just hired as a bartender with a little bit of technical skill. Yeah, there are a couple vac suits. There is some like emergency, like, little welding kit and a little.
Well, I got all that, and I got 0G heavy machinery, jerry rigging, engineering, and mechanical repair. Let's
Yeah, Holt, go do the thing.
go outside a space elevator.
Nimba, the
The
cybernetic
Marine
woman.
whose name we didn't ask.
Well, Z would have figured that out just by the point-to-point like contact. Like,
Yeah, I just didn't
share. Yeah,
need to use her name or share any personal information.
which is fair. She has gone back to reading and like listening to Holt's like plan and like list of what he's got. Just sort of like still reading. Just sort of goes, "Go get him."
Was what she was reading correspond to the elevators?
No.
Okay. I'm just going to... Gosh, I can't even forward the information to
Nope.
Holt.
I mean, you could, depending on if you feel like you would have some sort of
Port.
physical
Yeah.
like link. You
don't
could.
have
No,
the
I think
USB-C
I'll
to
queue it up for
USB-C
email when I
cable.
go back online.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
The-
queue it
the-
up in an email. I'm like, please
Yeah,
see
like-
attached.
The collective is just like running a continual backup of everything she's experiencing, so she can like catch up to the collective once the cloud comes back. Because suddenly being a single mind is not a good thing.
At this point, Nimba hasn't moved. Jax is still hanging. Seems very happy to just like.
Who is sus?
Joel.
Who isn't? Sheer, they are still at the bar with Warren, and Vanner has joined them. Presumably, Warren is handing over some sort of a drink. It seems he's got a bit of a headache, and he is bitching under his breath. You can't quite make out the words. You know he's bitching to Sheer. Possibly a complaint. They do not look like they care.
That's fair.
So, yeah. Holt.
I mean, if I have to trank everyone in that room... I won't.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure we should probably get some information like before or after you drink them.
Trank the same person just several times and be like, do you want that to be you?
But I'm kind of like the collective is mainly just sort of hovering around the cargo, which doesn't seem to be reacting in a negative way, which is a bonus after her last mission. What's Joel up to? Sorry, it sounded like my neighbors are trying to drill through the wall.
It did sound exactly like that.
Joel is, while everyone else is like in the cargo hold, like trying to get things working again. Joel is actually gonna head back out into like the lobby area to
That's a good word.
do like a quick sweep of the area. He's probably actually gonna look out of the viewports with his thermal scope to see if he can see any heat signatures approaching.
Not at the moment. Assuming reasonably that the beacon is broadcasting, no one has like sent help yet. Of course, it's not been all that long either, but Holt, you're going outside?
Do you require assistance?
I mean, yes. Am I being offered assistance?
I will join you.
Oh, all right, yeah.
I will also accompany you. Unless, Joel, do you require my assistance? Assistance.
Joel, you require his assistance. Yep. Joel needs you in here. See.
It would be unwise to leave a singular humanoid in charge of the cargo.
Do not worry, Joel. You are in good hands.
I'm sure. Thank you, Z.
Wondrous. I will accompany Holt.
I know that the vac suit explicitly says contains short-range comms. I would just take it as a given that since you are all teammates, you all have short-range comms.
Walkie-talkies.
Essentially, yeah. Like, it just seems ridiculous that
Ready?
you wouldn't.
They're AA powered. That's how you know they won't fail.
Yeah, exactly. But otherwise, everything on the vac suit, your headlamps, all that.
I don't... hang on. I had the combat version of a vac suit last time. After Greta wore that biohazard suit from the elevator, I took the combat one because it integrated with my heads-up display.
It
Do
did.
I still have that, or did I have to hand it in after the mission?
You would have had to hand that in for, like, decontamination purposes. Because of everything that it would have been able to provide. You'd kind of get like a receipt back, like, oh yeah, like you can have this back when we're done with it. You have not yet gotten it back.
So I have a regular vac suit, even though I don't need oxygen or anything, but it does still have my HUD because it's actually on me and it wasn't on the suit. Okay.
Yes. Yeah,
Nothing gets between me and Greta, okay?
No, they would not have taken your HUD. Unless you gave them some sort of reason to, which that would not have qualified.
Alright, vac suit it is.
Okay, so Rowena and Holt in the
Outside world?
yeah, so you go through the airlock. It has that oh so comforting decompression sound.
Rowena doesn't care.
Nope. And that door opens to the blackness of space with the planet of Falco below you. There are some handholds on the outside of the door, leading up and down.
Holt is going to use his rigging gun and kind of detach the harpoon from it, hook it to one of the railings, and then try to essentially belay himself and Rowena to the elevator itself.
Okay.
Essentially creating a tether.
Sure. Yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't work. Assuming Rowena agrees.
Yeah.
It is pertinent our team stays together. Also, Rowena has the exploration loadout other than what she's picked up in the meantime, so...
Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
Cool.
I even have long-range comms.
Yeah, okay. Which way are you going?
I will rely on Chief Engineer Paxton's expertise. I am mainly here for security reasons.
So he is going to be using... What all does he have? I don't think he's going to be using the bioscanner, but definitely the infrared goggles while they're out here, trying to identify, like I said, if there's anything overheating. You know, he's kind of assuming that friction is going to be one of the main issues if the elevator is stopped.
Oh, yeah.
So he's mostly looking for the heat that's generated from that. And
Yeah, no,
trying
the
to
cable
identify-
part you can see is just like lit up.
Okay.
like going up. It's rapidly cooling, like the further up you go. But the hard stop that you all just experienced, absolutely did a number.
And yeah, any repairs that he can necessarily spot, that he's going to try to fix as quickly as possible.
Can the collective take a slightly more big picture view? I don't know, dinosaurs, aliens, meteors, spaceships.
There is a T-Rex just kind of floating behind you. But it's not like a regular
so cool.
sized one. It's just like kind of that size, and it's like
Compact T-Rex?
It's just Frederick.
Too
He's been there the whole time.
Yep.
Googling Frederick.
Also, that is a good point. Oh, Anniek, you're the best.
I'm just here to screw over my teammates, and that's me talking as a player. It's great. I don't know the rules. I know just enough to make it worse for us, the players.
I will leave this to Holt though. Like, how is Holt doing? Like, how does he do spacewalks? Like, is he chill with them, or is this like worst case scenario for him?
I mean, he's done a decent amount of spacewalks, which is kind of like he knows how to tether himself. I think the bigger fear is drifting off forever, doing your gravity sort of deal.
Is that a is that enough of like a deep seated fear for it? I mean, I realize it's also realistic.
Sure, Eva, let's do this.
Yeah, you want to do the fear check?
We might as well.
At disadvantage because Rowena is right there being creepy.
Yep. Hey, Rowena is probably his biggest fear. Well, that was a 94. Let's see if there's... And that was 68. Either way, it's not getting close to 35, so...
Nope.
I don't know if I'm hurt or flattered, but probably both.
Alright, that's a good time. So you get a stress.
Uh-huh.
Those were not doubles, right? No.
Chief Engineer Holt, you appear perturbed. Please focus on the mission at
that's
hand,
fine.
or I will need to report you yet again.
Do I need to roll again? Because there's another fear. Even deeper than the void of space.
I kind of feel like almost yes.
I do get to re-roll a roll on the panic effect table as a Teamster. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but
you have to actually panic before that happens.
Okay, well, not panicking then.
Yeah, if you critically fail, then you end up panicking.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm at 3 stress.
That's exciting. Okay, so before we get
This goes up, not down, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, your stress is absolutely going up. Z and Joel, what are you two doing?
Joel is keeping his eyes and ears open to see if he notices any unusual sounds. Mostly like any sounds of like, or signs of like someone else like approaching the elevator, I guess, or like maybe like someone coming in from like a different hatch.
Yep.
That's fair. While Joel's doing that, I think I would be nearby, but I think I'm keeping my eyes on the passengers on the inside. Because I think the logical thing would be to assume that someone has tampered with this for a reason. So I'm looking for if any of these individuals is acting not in the programmed accordance of normal behavior in a panic or stressful situation. If someone's either far too relaxed, or if someone is growing more violent, or given we've been on several adventures with aliens and what have you, I would be looking for, does someone seem very, even for an android, unnerving?
I will tell you what. I will let you do either a speed test to see if you can read their kind of body language and reactions before they can, like, master them, as it were.
Yep.
Or intellect to see how well you read. And if you tell me what skill you're using, we could narrow that down a bit too. If you're using a skill, like, you don't have to.
I don't think I have linguistics. I don't know because that's also in the psychology and saphontology trail, I believe. Nope, never mind. It's not. It's not in the psychology. That's under biology. So no, probably not. I've got medicine, and I don't think that counts.
Nah.
So I'll just do speed. That's my higher stat. And that is a 11.
Well. Ooh.
Double numbers for a crit, right?
We both critted.
Oh!
No, you critted good, I critted bad.
Wait, that's a good thing for me.
That is a good thing for you. So why don't you, okay. I will tell you that, Nimba's trying to read, she is, kind of tapping her foot while she does it. Like, she looks not keen on the situation. In a general, like, relative, hey, this sucks. We're in the dark. The elevator stopped. Just trying to distract herself sort of way. Jax looks fucking stoked to have something to do. Like, absolutely taking this role to heart that, like, you know, she's helping. Sheer is annoyed. They are very displeased by this whole situation. Kettlevanner, who is kind of holding a hand to his side, and looks a little hungover, like he's not entirely sure what happened, just that it was, like, not great. Keeps glaring at you like he knows he doesn't like you, but isn't exactly sure maybe why, which is why he hasn't said anything to you yet. Warren, however, still running those diagnostics, and is looking more and more concerned. And you managed to, he doesn't say, he's kind of mouthing it to himself, like he's talking to himself, but not loud, like it shouldn't have gone like this. This isn't supposed to happen. But if you want to tell me how you critically succeed, if there's anything else you would like to notice or find out.
Gosh. How long does it take for diagnostics to actually take? Like, he's been running diagnostics several times now.
Oh, yeah. Like, this is at least his, like, 5th loop through. Like, even if he was running into, like, severe software, like, you know, if things were really messy and slowed things down, like, he still would have been done with them multiple times by now.
Okay. Alright, so I guess the way I would like to critically succeed is I would go over there and kind of... Do you mind if I take a look at that?
Yeah, what are you looking for? I'm not finding anything, you know, there's...
Do not worry, human error is accounted for. Please, if you can you please begin to send someone up to the top to verify if anyone is coming to help.
Hey, man, the service is down. I can't talk to anyone. And there is sweat on his forehead. Like, this is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we still have like the tunnel, right? Or not the tunnel, but the service walkway, right?
So it is.
Or does that not go all the way to the top?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, never mind.
No, that's I was a little confused about the cargo. Is why I was like, no, the it's just like a compartment that houses some like the extra components both up and below.
Does it have mag shoes?
There are mag boots in the Does Warren?
No, well, in the closet itself.
Yeah, in that emergency closet there are like...
Okay. Yeah, I would grab those because worst case scenario, I'm going to hop out of this thing and just land on something metal and stay there, and then walk my way down.
I will say that the cables are not magnetic. So bear that in mind. There is definitely metal on like the outside of the car.
Okay. So I guess I would try and hack into the diagnostics and see if it's a false diagnostic or if there are any anomalies or variables that aren't actually true or...
Yeah, and he does hand it right over,
Yep.
as you asked. Go ahead and let's do intellect with your
Okay. So that is a 41 plus a 20%, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I rolled oh my god, I have so many tabs open. Okay, so my intellect is 41, so I need to roll under a 61. That is a 52.
Yeah. It is not a false diagnostic, but on his pad, his data, whatever, the routines that usually keep everything communicating between your car and the platform have there has been a subroutine added, and it is replicating and almost fighting with itself. It's like someone introduced a virus to the system.
All right.
And it is not... it looks like there have been attempts to fix it by hand, presumably by Warren.
Okay.
You can see code added that is not fixing it.
Wonderful. All I have to say is, Joel, I'm going in.
Going in? Where?
It appears that there has been a virus in the system. It is doing a data logic loop.
Can
I am attempting to fix it.
you tell where it came from?
That's a great question.
We're going to... Okay.
It came from the problem.
Roll... is there actually something that you have that could help you with this?
AI? I don't know.
Roll... Just give me a flat intellect.
Okay.
Also, wait, is this a group question? Like, are you two communicating where Rowena and Holt can hear you?
Yeah, I would... We're all on comms, so I would be probably just saying this out loud while my comms are always on.
Yeah, okay.
Is this the part where Holt and Joel make more fear checks because they just realized they're far more fucked than they thought they were?
about to start free fall. Just... I'm going to turn it off and turn it on again.
Exactly, I was about to say. Please be advised that the general reset time is considered to be 10 seconds without power. Terminal velocity will be reached within 8.2 seconds.
Sorry, I just realized I have to add a new title for you, Anniek, in the Discord. Anyway.
Oh.
Ew.
Yeah, so sorry, flat intellect check to see if you do know where this might have originated.
Or that is a 13.
Okay. There is sort of like a bespoke corporate espionage hacker community. Like they're very they're not even like underground. They almost have like their own elite status. They're definitely not legal, but also nobody like can ever find them or like stop them. So it's just sort of accepted that they exist.
Vermin. Digital vermin.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just glad that it wasn't our company. I was gonna be like, man, gonna get not that promotion this time.
I already lost the promotion last time.
Yes. It
Uh,
appears that this is a hacking group. But
so there is also a physical component. This was introduced via a physical device somewhere on the car. Holt, since you've been looking around up top, you would have recognized something amiss up top. We are going to do a skill check, which is good times. I'm sorry. A crisis check. I knew it had a better name. Okay. So. I'm not going to tell you what order to do this in. You need to essentially clear the bug out. Remove the integrated device, whatever and however that is integrated, and get everything started again. How?
I guess my question would be, if I partition the virus off, because there is a physical component, even if I isolated and did that first, would it just be brought back software-wise continuously until we get the mechanical component?
Yeah. Does it auto boot?
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess is my question. Okay.
Yes.
So we would have to do the physical part first, and then I would partition it off.
Are we expecting the physical part to be inside the not train card elevator part? Because then Holt and I can just come back inside.
Holt would have noticed unusual, non-standard item while you two are up top, looking at the cable.
Okay.
Extraneous component up top. Then yeah, he would definitely identify and isolate that and remove it by any means necessary. Mostly meaning like hand welder or laser cutter.
Are you gonna take?
Can I check the software components on that before he gets violent with it?
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Please.
Thank you. It's the Android version of I'm checking for traps. So, just in case it like uploads an even worse worm, if physically messed with. Can I do that with hacking? So I'd like to do it with hacking.
Yeah.
I like a separate file drive so I don't get any viruses.
Smart.
That's plus 15. Okay. Out of 40, nope, I can't do math. 54.
Okay. You determine that yes, if you just cut it off or yank it out or don't extract it, eject it, as it were, in a special manner, it absolutely would not be good.
Right click eject device.
Yes. Holt how are you physically ejecting it?
So it depends on how it's attached. I mean, if it's like plugged into a drive,
There are
it
multiple
depends
wires.
on if it's like
the
okay.
software component has
Ah.
been taken care of, but yeah, it is
Okay.
integrated. It is not just like USB slots.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if they had been like welded on or something like that. So his first thought was to use the laser cutter, but if there are wires, perhaps indicating this thing might have an explosive component to it, then he is going to try to determine the safest route based on his his training with the company. I think this was like day 10 of orientation. Yeah. So your ship has been attacked by an explosive device.
What would you like to roll me for that?
I would say intellect.
Oh,
Maybe since this thing is essentially jury-rigged, it is, it's an IED. Well, no, that's an assumption. This is regardless a component that is not part of the elevator, which would indicate that it's jury-rigged. So it is almost the reverse of that.
yeah, a lot.
Okay. So his intellect is going to be 57. Okay. 8.
All right, you extract it. Z, on your end, you do see a change in the code as it does not have that kind of constantly refreshing
F5, 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 F5.
All right. So would that indicate that they have succeeded?
Yes, although hopefully over the comms maybe someone would have said.
Yeah. I
Got it.
That is wonderful.
Actually, wait, real quick before.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Is someone gonna trank me?
That would work.
Can androids be tranked?
I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
just like
Holt
a.
is planning to at least hit you over the head with a wrench and definitely do some hardware work at the end of this.
The when that happens, the train car does shudder and drop.
Free fall?
Yeah, probably. I mean, easily a couple 100 feet because it's a long distance.
I think I got mag boots.
Do you two have your mag boots on, or do you
Well, I mean,
just
that's
have the
why I went to
harpoon?
the closet.
Yeah, but I'm wondering about Holt and Rowena.
Mag boots are part of the vac suit,
Oh, good. Okay.
and
Yep.
they're tethered as well. So there is certainly
Like
some pull going on, but
Yeah, so I'd say we might not be attached to the cable, but we're on the outside of the car. I'm just really lucky I have an android body, so there's a certain amount of G's that I can pull that Chief Engineer Paxton might have issue with.
Yes. And Chief
you
Engineer.
can really only fall at 9.8 meters per second,
Again, terminal velocity is not necessarily the problem, it's when terminal velocity stops.
Fair.
That's okay. That's okay. We're still kind of in 0G.
Yes. Sort of.
Sure.
Joel.
Would you like me to make a fear check?
What is Z afraid of?
Nothing. I have an 85 save.
Yeah.
I am afraid of absolutely nothing.
I was like,
I too have an 85 save. Fear is for the peasantry.
Fear is for people that have to fear what comes after.
Humanoids.
At this point, Warren is going to try and make a break for the emergency closet.
to escape his crime?
You could ask him.
I mean,
Shoot him, Joel.
yeah, this is Joel's whole thing.
I'm gonna like try and like grab hold of like the back of his shirt or something.
His little bartender uniform.
Yeah.
I just realized that like I have a penchant for putting bartenders in space, and I'm not mad about it. Oh, good lord. Go ahead and make me a combat or speed. I'll let you pick.
I got a 6.
You grab him.
Arguably one of the best characters in Star Trek as a bartender. So there's that.
Yeah. So
You're talking about Quark, right?
I was not, but
No one is ever talking about Quark.
I was talking
don't even
about
know
Whoopi
who that
Goldberg's
is.
character, whose name is escaping me right now. But
I'm well aware who you meant. I could not.
yeah, I'm well aware. You're well aware.
Snarf is
Also,
a
her name is
character, right?
Guinan.
Guided, thank you. Yeah.
What
I
would
was
you
thinking
like
of
to
Hera,
do
but nope.
with Warren?
Yeah, so I grab hold of the back of his little bartender uniform and I like just like place him back behind the bars. Like it's dangerous to be running around right now. We might want to keep everyone in one spot
Hey,
if possible.
hey, look, okay. I'll just fine. I'll be here for like. Fine. Just
You feeling alright, son?
no. I get claustrophobic. Okay, like it's one thing if we're moving, but like.
Can I toss the trank gun to Joel?
You can. What are you gonna do about this virus?
Oh, I like to think I like.
Zeke
I had
is
to set
so
the trank gun.
distracted by the thought
Yeah,
of
I know.
tranking someone that like
It just wasn't urgent at the time. So I would have put the trank gun down because I need both my hands for the keyboard or for the data pad or whatever I'm in, and I would have just gone like that, like shoved it towards Joel's direction, and then I would have been like. And I guess I'll make a hacking check.
Yes, please do.
That is a 20, period.
Okay. You hear a crackle, as, everything comes back up. You and Rowena feel your connection to the, do you feel it? I don't know. Yeah, the data sphere.
As I'm hacking.
It is a feeling that we would describe as closest to happiness.
That's fair.
That's a very human emotion. I feel nothing.
I just want the rest of my collection.
I think as I'm hacking, all I'm saying is like, bypassing the firewall, resetting the router, partitioning the virus.
Roll me speed real quick.
That's a 16.
No, hold.
Oh.
You're on
Please be
cloud
advised
nine.
that all speed checks in a vac suit are made at disadvantage.
They sure are. Thank you.
If Anniek is, or if Rowena
Sorry.
is going to help you, you could get an advantage. But well,
That would just.
The collective would be happy to assist.
Yeah. Okay.
We are
it-
in F. Please.
I was gonna say it was a 2 to begin with, but it was a 37, and I have a speed of 47, so
perfect.
still okay.
Okay. You are not smashed against the train car. You two managed to kind of stay grabbed on. Your harpoon keeps you all close by. And you two managed to make your way back into the airlock. Assuming you want to go back into the airlock before you hit the atmosphere. I don't know. Just... I don't think either of you are going to have a good time if you don't.
Yes, back to the airlock.
Yes. You have a lot of messages. Rowena, you have been sent multiple selfies by your tech heir. And Holt, you get a copy of the basics of engineering, or whatever Z had queued up to email to you. Joel, you get a just an email of kind of like latest combat magazine. I'm sure it has some sort of fancy title that I cannot think of.
Combat Magazine.
Yes.
Combat Quarterly.
It's actually just called The Combat Magazine.
It's just like a 3D file for like an actual magazine for a rifle.
Yeah.
In the corner, it just says, "War. What is it good for?" Absolutely everything.
I was just waiting for a close combat joke, but that might be the smutty version of this again.
Oh, it is. It absolutely is.
Yeah, there definitely are like ads for like hand to hand.
Exactly.
Don't ever let them say 25 magazines are too small again.
Advertising long barrels.
Oh, God.
Don't
I heard
smooch until
16
you can see the whites
inches
of
is,
their eyes.
All right. What?
We're adults.
All right. Good thing. All right. So you had a brief delay, but you make it down to the surface. It is a bit rockier than most other trips, simply because it feels like the elevator routines and systems are kind of readjusting on the fly, which is not ideal. But you do eventually get down to the surface. Jax immediately picks up her bag and claps you on the back, Joel, and just says, "This is the best vacation ever already. Man, that was exciting. Ah, you have a good time down here, you hear?"
Alright, you too.
Nimba gathers her things and just like shakes her head. This is awful. Absolutely awful. Z, thank you for the books, though.
You're welcome. I hope you thoroughly enjoy them.
She'll nod and head off. Sheer is making copious notes. Rowena, you would absolutely notice like all sorts of like forms in triplicate and that sort of thing. Vanner is gathering his things and trying to talk to her, but she's not really listening. They're not really listening.
You are filling out the incorrect forms. Please double check your work. I think you will find you should be working on X90Z beta.
I've heard about you.
You know, it's a write-up to do the wrong type of files and forms.
This is correct. I am interested, however, to hear what you heard about me.
I heard about your last mission.
Ah yes, an unimpeded success.
Well, lucky for the rest of your companions that they didn't get in your way this time. It seems. You know we have to pay out for the deceased, right?
Then perhaps next time I should not be parted with unreliable criminals and treacherous teamsters. I have logged a complaint with HR. My previous team was terrible.
Does not get along well with others. Is at the top of your file. always find that interesting.
But I hit
This
him
is
with that trank
accurate.
dart that Z gave me.
Yes!
Nobody talks to my supervisor like that.
Go ahead and
I knew it was the right choice.
It really was.
yeah, go ahead and roll speed
With advantage, because I'm a distraction.
with advantage.
I'm also going to add close quarters combat to that, if you're okay with it.
Yes, do it.
Yeah, since you're
Okay.
manually doing it.
Yeah.
So it's a 62
Yeah, we're
that I have to
manually
beat.
doing it.
That was a 13 to start out with. Let's see if I can... That's a 22. So that's...
Critical
Great,
success. With that, I will let you pick where you hit her. And if you actually want to roll how long she's out with advantage, I'll let you.
While
The
Hold is
D10,
doing that.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
While Hold is picking where he's stabbing her, I'll start on the forms for a personnel member having a medical emergency without authorization.
For which personnel member? Her?
Yeah.
Okay.
While all that's going on, I'm just copying the virus, partitioning it so it's safe, and then sending it back to headquarters to like the compliance officers and security to say, hey, this is the elusive code that the hackers are using for their awareness. You're welcome. See. Any news on my IT ticket?
Your IT ticket number 0000002.
005. It was the fifth one in the IT
Yep.
queue.
You get a processing upgraded to priority ticket message back.
But it remains on the backlog.
Yeah.
What would you all like to do with Warren?
I mean, I would have informed them, the rest of the team, like, hey, you know, this guy's trying to make a break for it while we were stuck. I don't know what he was doing.
Warren, did you do this?
Look, I needed the money. It's just, optics. Like, the elevator breaks down, then people won't want to come here and they'll go elsewhere. But, it wasn't supposed to break down.
Joel, what do you think happens if you shoot someone with a trank dart and then pump stim packs into them? I presume their heart rate would skyrocket. I wonder, what did you need the money for?
Hey, I'm just a bartender. I never get to visit these places. Like, I just go up and down and have to go back to my shitty apartment. It's, this place is nice.
Related question. How were you contacted? And who paid you?
I just, got a message one day and I thought it was spam and I ignored it for a while. And
Are you interested in singles in your area?
what?
Did you get contacted by a Venusian prince? Is that what it was?
No? What are you
Lauren, you broke the one rule. You wasted company resources.
Look.
You still have this message?
Yeah. Here, it's in my personal files. And he just gestures at his the non-diagnostic datapad.
Alright. Well, I think we're gonna have to confiscate this for a bit, just to run some scans, do some back tracing.
Does that
Do
mean you're
not
gonna let
attempt
me
to
go?
flee. The company will find you. We will let you go, for it is not our duty to detain you.
Really? I mean, yeah.
Someone from the company will contact you, detain you, and sentence you.
Yeah. Yeah.
if you're lucky.
Keep the datapad. That's fine. Yeah.
Do not attempt to flee. You will be found.
Minute Warren turns his back on me, I'm going to have tried to get my trank gun back and shoot him in the back.
I will suggest the final rolls, in that case, are, let's straight up between, the three of you. Joel and Z, speed, versus,
41.
26.
26.
If my speed is in the 30s.
Yeah, my speed is
Yeah.
a 45.
Okay, so Joel, you already know what Z wants. And it's only because you already have the trank gun, like, spinning in his direction, that Z is able to get the shot off. With disadvantage, go ahead and roll me that attack.
Sure. First roll's a 42, second roll is a 82.
Okay, so the shot goes wide.
I just shoot Joel. just,
If it had been an 88, yes. I think it barely misses you, Joel. And Warren tries to scuttle. He's already been like walking towards the now open door because everyone else has been leaving. And he starts to scuttle out into the, I'm gonna call it a spaceport, but it's, you know, Falco Base 2 or whatever I called it. Otherwise, you are here about an hour and a half, 2 hours late. You have your cargo still intact.
I guess we'll submit our reports on what happened.
Yep. Everything in triplicate to the correct people.
Everything dotted,
Great.
all the export compliance markings correct, while we go
Yep.
to deliver the cargo.
And after that, it's R&R time, which is when the true horror happens.
Yeah.
I would love to know between now and next time what you actually spend your 3 days doing. Besides scamming your tech air.
I will send it to you.
Oh, I've got plans.
Same.
I've got so many.
Also, Graeme, you and I should talk about these 3 days.
Okay.
For our one-shot that is no longer a one-shot.
Yeah,
For
we'll
the campaign.
sort
For the
something
campaign.
out and we'll turn
Mini
this
campaign.
yeah into something a bit longer.
Because now Eva loves us all too much.
It's true. It's true.
They're
Thank you.
such easygoing characters.
Thank you for putting up with my quasi horror that was not horror, but also like
Corporate horror.
corporate horror, the horrors of just being stuck in space, stuck in an elevator.
Oh, as someone who's been stuck in an elevator, it's the worst.
Yeah, I think that wraps it up for today. Thank you all so much for donating to St. Jude, for sticking around and listening to this game of Mothership. Let's go around and do some sign-offs and what your favorite parts were. And yeah.
Ooh. Do we go reverse order this time?
Let's do reverse order.
Let's do reverse order.
That means Eva. Or...
Well, no, I take DM privilege and going
That's...
last.
Oh, fair. Okay, so it would be
Rack,
Rakolai
go ahead
with
and
me.
start out.
All right. Hey everyone. This is Rakolai, or Rakolai. Once again, you can find my socials right here on Twitch, with my username. And on Twitter with my new tag. Once again, there's no underscore anymore, and the L is now a capital I, because that was the only way I could get the spelling to work. My favorite moment from today's game was just I think watching Rowena just like completely disregard that just complaints levied against us. It's just like, if anyone's gonna levy complaints against my coworkers, it's gonna be me.
That's fair.
Graeme?
Hi everybody, my name is Graeme, or Graeme Crackers with a Z. You can find me on Twitter at Graeme Crackers with a Z1, or you can find me on my Twitch channel where I stream a whole bunch of games every Tuesday and Friday. I am a DM every Tuesday, and I'm a player on Friday in the Goldshine Investigations. Outside of my own channel and my own projects, I am on a variety of other streamed shows, ranging from Polished Cryptid Saturday campaign, High Seas Hijinks, where I get to be a super cursed pirate or ex-pirate living their best life. Outside of that, you can also find me in a one-shot tonight run by Paladin Hulk on Polished Cryptid at 9 p.m. God, there's so many projects. Follow me on Twitter. Eventually I'll remember to type them. My favorite part tonight, hands down, was the Collective and their catfishing dating app.
Which brings us to the
It's
collective.
actually my turn. I know. I have to look. I have to look for the unmute button. My name is Anniek. You can find me on Twitter at Anniekster. I sometimes remember Twitter existed and I post stuff like watercolors and things I'm doing online. I don't have a ton of projects going, but that's because I'm spending a lot of time preparing for a Nordic horror Wiesen campaign that will be premiering on Eva's channel at the beginning of June. I have a lovely cast that I don't think we've actually announced yet, so we should probably do that pretty fucking soon. But again, it's Nordic, it's horror. Apart from Eva, all the players are playing terrible, terrible, terrible people, and I'm fucking excited. And other than that, I have a lot of plans that don't have dates yet, but I did promise, and I will put this out on the internet now so it won't be forgotten. Because Eva introduced me to Mothership, and I really enjoy this system, and in case I hadn't given myself away yet, I really like science fiction. I have offered to run a Mothership game that, considering the general pace, should probably be a 2-parter, maybe even a 3-parter, of a unpublished module, as in it doesn't exist yet, but based on a podcast I listened to, that features trying to survive on Venus while weird shit happens to you. So we need dates and maybe some more players, but I'm going to be trying to run Mothership. And Wiesen and other stuff. I don't have a life, but my calendar is always a hell. I need more Europeans to play with, basically, is what my calendar is telling me. If you know any Europeans who want to stream games, hit me up. There.
What was your favorite moment, Anniek?
Europeans?
I know you.
Many. No, there were too many. I
Paladin
can't
Hulk.
pick.
Paladin Hulk is, also, I think he's in the Netherlands.
Alright, I'll pick one favorite moment, but there were a lot of them, so it feels really unfair, like I'm choosing like a favorite child. But I'll have to go with Z, rather than the generalized tranquilizer gun obsession, the first actual proper use of it to get us into the cargo hole. Mid-sentence, still threatening each other. Nope, just stab him.
I guess it leaves me. Hi, everybody. I'm Derek Sword. If you want to find me in my projects, the best place is Twitter at dsword16. I am on Graeme's channel for a couple of games every other Tuesday, including this coming Tuesday. I'm on Shards of Anarian, where I play a Gnoll Ranger named Verban. Every Friday, I play a swampy bugbear named Griaz on Goldshine Investigation Agency. Shards of Anarian is 8 p.m. every other Tuesday, and Goldshine is 8 p.m. every Friday. I am also going to be right here on Eva Sarian's channel this evening, every Saturday for Horizon's Call. It is an oceanic campaign set in the homebrew world of Damaris that I am DMing. The very lovely Eva is part of. We are playing tonight. We're actually taking a break next week, but we'll still be here for a one-shot of dinosaur racing. So if you guys have ever wanted to do that with 5e, check that out. It'll be the same time, same place, 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on the EVA Series channel. I'm also the co-host of the podcast Monster Crush. If you enjoy smooching monsters and think that Mothman would go on a date and just like to learn the history of cryptids and creatures, check out Monster Crush, wherever podcasts are found. My co-host Heavenly and I talk about different just monstrosities and abominations and who they are, what they are, and why they deserve our love. And also, just to reiterate, here on the EVA Series channel, we are, through the entire month of May, raising money for St. Jude. There are several incentives. We have hit the milestone incentives for the Sunken RPG giveaway. We have now thanks to Anniek, hit the incentive for the Lady Dimitrescu cosplay stream. And upcoming at $500, there will be the Call of the Sea game giveaway. There are incentives throughout. If you donate $5, you get your name on the thank you wall behind the very lovely Eva. For $15, you get a thank you postcard. For $50, you can contribute an NPC or magic item to an upcoming game, including Horizon's Call. For $100, you get a terrible/not terrible animal drawn by the lovely Eva. And for $500, the incredible Eva Series will DM a TTRPG one-shot just for you. I don't know why I stumble over that every time. So definitely, we appreciate any donations, any and all money donated to the channel throughout the month, whether it is the $5 for subscription or the complications for Horizon's Call or whatever else. All of that money is going to St. Jude, and we appreciate your support throughout. Thank you.
I guess that leaves me. Everything Derek said about St. Jude.
I believe Derek also needs to pick a favorite moment.
That's true.
I certainly do, and I had one. Yes. My favorite moment was Anniek as a player making the active decision. Like, it made sense in the story, but making the active decision to accompany Holt just so he had disadvantage on his fear rolls. Because that is the most Anniek thing, is just to add fear to a situation. Actively add fear. It was wonderful.
I am Eva. This is my channel. I have the joy and honor of running various and sundry one-shots like this and pre-mini campaigns like this. And being a player in other games like many horror things that Anniek is gracious enough to run for me. And Horizon's Call, which Derek is gracious enough to run for me, and City of Shadows, which runs every other Saturday, that Swapper is generous enough to run for me. So there's that. There's St. Jude, which Derek was already kind enough to go over. Thank you all so much for joining us. I appreciate every one of you. I think that's all I have at the moment. My favorite part was the handoff of Greta to Holt, actually, because I never would have thought that the collective would have parted with her. And then her actually being returned better than ever. That was just a wholesome, unexpected moment. Yeah. Thank all of you so much for being the best. And I think that does it for today. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We will see you next time. Which could actually be in a few hours here on the channel at 3. Who knows? Either way, we will see you later. Take care of yourselves. Bye.